Marketing. Now, what is marketing, you're wondering? There are a lot of fields of study here at Arizona State University, split up within different schools, with many differences to them all. Marketing is just one of the fields of study that is part of the W.P. Carey School of Business, one of the highest rated business schools in the country. Merriam-Webster defines marketing as the act or process of selling or purchasing in a market, and the process or technique of promoting, selling, and distributing a product or service. Now, I know it seems like a lot, but let me make it simple for you. Marketing is simply the process of delivering the right message to the right people, and not only in the business world, but also in your personal life. You can market a message, something you want people to know, like an environmental stance or a political issue, a business, whether it be a brand new firm or simply a campaign to change the image of you that is in consumers' heads, a new or existing product or service that is part of your business, and yes, even yourself. Writing a resume technically is marketing yourself to an employer. In marketing, we understand that it is impossible, time-consuming, and very expensive to deliver a message to everyone, so we try to focus on groups that we think the audience will listen to or resonate with. It is important to know your message and the audience you intend the message to reach as well. In this video, I'm going to be giving you a brief overview of the basics of the marketing process and what it means you will be doing as a marketer if you decide this is the right career path for you. We will be taking a look at what STP is in the marketing strategy process, what the marketing mix is and the elements of it, or the 7 Ps. Just like I mentioned in the start of the video, it is very hard to try to deliver a message to everyone on the entire planet. And also, it is not very smart, because most likely a very large portion of those people don't care what you have to say. So how do we, as marketers, get our message out to as many people as possible without letting that message reach those who might not benefit from hearing it? This is the main problem marketers try to overcome, and the methods of solving it involve balancing the resources we have available with who we want to prioritize them to. We're going to start with the first part of the process, which is marketing strategy, or the process we use to determine who we are going to reach and how we will reach them. And it starts with a simple acronym. STP, or segmenting, targeting, and positioning. The S, or segmenting, is the act of splitting up the vast number of very different people into small segments by certain key attributes. Some of these attributes or variables used to determine who fits in these categories include demographics, things like race, age, gender, where they live, what they enjoy doing, or how they act, and their personality. For example, if I was creating a food delivery service, kind of like Uber Eats or DoorDash, I would want to segment the market of Arizona into groups based on where they live and their preferences for certain fast food. The T, or targeting, is the process of determining which segment can my business fulfill the needs of the consumers the best, utilizing the resources that I have to my disposal to their fullest potential. Going back to our example of the food delivery service, I would want to find a segment of consumers that live geographically far away from most restaurants, have a preference for eating out versus cooking at home, and have a moderately high disposable income. The final letter in our acronym is the P, or positioning, the quality of service to appeal best to the targeted segment of consumers in order to get them to act and take part in the service. It is important to understand our target market to help us position the product as one the consumers in that market appealing. If we are looking for more affluent families that enjoy eating out instead of cooking at home, we can better position the delivery service as more of a luxury option rather than a driver in a mediocre car delivering fast food, which might not appeal to our target as much. Now that we've gone over the strategy techniques to determine who our audience is and how we want the message or product to look like, we can start talking about the parts we manipulate to appeal to those consumers. There are many elements of a product or service that exist in a business that marketers can control to convey to the consumer base or target market that they should conduct their business with them. In marketing, we call it the marketing mix, or the 4 Ps, and in the service world, we add on 3 more to make them 7. The 7 Ps of the marketing mix include product, price, place, promotion, people, process, and physical evidence. Now, I know that's a lot of P's, but I'm going to be breaking them down one by one for you to gain a better understanding of them, while also giving an example of how each of them relates to a pretty well-known service, hospitals. The first P in the marketing mix is product. Product is simply how it sounds, what the physical thing you are selling to the consumer is, the attributes, features, quality level, and even the packaging it comes in. This applies for services as well. In a hospital, the quality of the treatment you will be receiving is important, as well as the building, room, and other physical attributes that directly relate to the overall service you are receiving. The next P in the mix is the price. Price is the physical amount of money that the business charges for its product or service, the amount of flexibility that is available, and other discounts and conditions that need to be met in order to legally obtain it as a consumer. In a hospital, this would include the price of the equipment used for treatment, the room and food fees, and the amount that the doctor charges for the visits and the procedures done. This also includes the pricing strategy for how the hospital will bill the patient after the service has been completed. Place is the next P, and it is where the physical location of the product is sold or where the service is produced and sold at the same time. It also includes the distribution and transportation methods on how the place will connect to the consumer. For hospitals, this is extremely important where the location of the facility is, and it is important to be close to major urban areas where it is also easily accessible, near a highway or a major road. It also includes the ambulances and how they will reach people in need or transportation and how they will get to the hospital. The next P is promotion. Promotion is everything that the business wants the general public to see in order to gain their trust in eventual business. This includes advertisements, their website, media content, sales promotions, and people. Hospitals mainly focus their ads on creating an image of comfort and trust to create a sense of confidence and security. And if the time ever came where someone must be taken to a hospital for any reason, that facility wants the consumer to think of them. People is the next P in our service marketing mix, and people is every human being involved on how the outcome in a service turns out. The receptionists, service providers, managers, and even other customers all contribute to the people in a service. In hospitals, people are very important in making sure the establishment is run at a certain standard. It is important that all the nurses are registered and trained, the doctors qualified, and everyone is aware of the protocols needed in a response to an emergency. Process is the next P in our 7 Ps, and it involves the process in which the service is created and how it takes place. There are different kinds of processes in services. It can be standardized and simple, like a salad bar, or it can be more personalized and complex, like having your taxes done. In a hospital, there are many elements of the service that are standardized and simple, like the procedures needed to be taken to save someone's life in a life-threatening emergency. And once the doctor understands a person's issue, then the service becomes more personalized, and the amount of consumer involvement also increases. And finally, the last P of the service marketing mix is the physical evidence that is part of the business to let people know that they are receiving the service that they purchased. This can include the uniforms of the employees, the equipment in the facility itself, and all other physical objects associated with the firm. In hospitals, staff members are identified by the clothing they have on. Doctors, nurses, nursing assistants, and receptionists all have different uniforms, but are still easily identified as working in the hospital. Physical evidence also includes the equipment and rooms used to treat patients. Now, I know that was a lot of information, but this video was just a brief look at what marketing is all about, and hopefully gives you a good idea on whether or not you are interested in taking it a step further and considering it in your career. Marketing is a great field of study that has a high demand in the corporate world. Every business, whether for or non-profit, needs a way to deliver their message to the right people, and marketing enables them to be successful. Big companies like Google, Amazon, and even ASU all had to start from somewhere, and marketing helped them become successful in the business world. Who knows, even you might help a future powerhouse rise to fame and prestige. Please take a look at the WP Carey homepage or talk to an advisor if you are interested in pursuing this career. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the best success here at Arizona State University.